for you. I know your house is bigger now. I'll try to come up and cut some wood for the winter days. I always knew we'd all get by somehow. I'm packing up for a trip out west, just to make some sense of this harsher phase. There will be a celebration again someday. There will be a page worth turning. I will help you to a safer place. When your house is burning, when your house is burning, go find your keys. It's time to open up some doors. Take up your knife and carve some figures out of wood. I've never found much comfort in the past. Nothing's ever really gone, but nothing really lasts. At least we know we did the for the truth is a difficult thing. Like trying to fly with a damaged wing. We look for answers, books and in the stars, but we live with questions and we live with scars. And just when I thought I would never understand, I saw angels, horses and pirates dancing across the land. Angels and horses and pirates dancing across the land. She gave me love and I gave her a little. She could fly all the way home and I could stand in the middle. She wanted providence and I wanted excellence. She wanted life to be sweet, I wanted life to make sense. And just when I thought I would never understand, I saw angels, horses and pirates dancing across the land. Angels and horses and pirates dancing across the land. Angels and horses and pirates dancing across the land. He was a good father, he provided for us well. He lived a big life and then he fell. He left me here to ramble on. Someday to be a father, always a son. And just when I thought I would never understand, I saw angels, horses and pirates dancing across the land. Angels and horses and pirates dancing across the land. Dancing across the land. Angels and horses and pirates gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A son's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the window, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's the one I want you to know. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there was love with no home, not a nickel to love. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? Oh well, oh deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream.
A new day has come. A new day has I was waiting for so long for a miracle to come. Everyone told me to be strong, hold on, and don't shed a tear. Through the darkness and good times, I knew I'd make it through, and the world thought I had it all, but I was waiting for you. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has come. A new day Where it was dark, now there's light. Where there was pain, now there's joy. Where there was weakness, I found my strength. All in the eyes of a boy. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has come. A new day has come. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears.
I liked it a lot here before that cat got here. Now she's busy. He's there purring, I'm suffering. She's too busy. Well, it used to be ethereal, now there's cat food in my cereal. She's so busy. He's stretching and scratching, I'll never catch him. She's way too busy. That dumb cat is getting me pissed. He's getting all that, and I'm doing all this. I'm doing all this while he's getting all that. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend's cat. I'm doing the dishes. Where's the missus? She's too busy. I'm getting much slimmer, cooking my own dinner. She's way too busy. I'm doing all this, he's getting all that. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend's cat. She keeps him lazy, happy and fat. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend's cat. We never had mice, didn't need him around. He's king of the forest, I'm just a poor hound. I liked it better when she waited on me. Now she's busy with His Majesty. I used to love to watch her load the dishwasher. Now she's busy. I used to get some service. That cat makes me nervous. He's keeping her busy with his fancy delight. That cat took away all of my rights. She's got me doing all this while he's getting all that. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend's cat. She keeps him lazy, happy and fat. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend's cat. That dumb cat is getting me pissed. He knocked me right off of the top of her list. And now I'm doing all this, he's getting all that. I'm getting jealous of my girlfriend. Selfish, stubborn, impolite, God cat. In Sherwood Forest there dwelt a knight who was known as the righteous Sir Greenbaum. And many dragons had felt the might of the smite of the righteous Sir Greenbaum. I chanced upon him one morn when he'd recently rescued a maiden fair. Why art thou so forlorn? Sir Greenbaum, is thy heart heavy laden?
Starry, starry night.
Hello, hello.
Each
Hello,
star
hello.
pallid blue and
Hello, 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 hello.
look out on a
This is
summer
where
day.
Sweeter Peter Powell and the one and only live. Is this a smoke signal? Is this a smoke signal from the one and only? Of course. It's from the one and only source. Hi, Poco. This is our neighbor, Poco. He doesn't look like Topo Gijo. He looks like Rin Tin Tin. Yo, Rinny. And so here we are in the beautiful, not beautiful state without debate of Vermont. And so what house is more beautiful than this in Beverly Hills, in Bel Air? All blessages from the one and only dear, and the one and only clear. You know the uglies and the smugglies and the fuglies who say, why put wood windows in your house? They get old and moldy. It's better to put those ugly, smugly, fugly plastic and metal windows instead of beautiful, not-beautiful wood that gets antique, which we, meaning Sweeter Palpin, as you can see, more than obviously, seek. And don't be bleak, this is Sweeter Peter Palpin's brand spanking new roommate. His name is Don. Don Juan, and he's a swan, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart. And so this is our walk and talk today, this amazing and Blaze King filet. Do any of you have this kiss of bliss when you walk out your door? Do any of you adore this amazing and blazing view? Or you rather look at pollution, the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet? Well, it's here, believe me, the one and only. But not for long. Not for long. Because anybody who doesn't get an electric car, then the one and only star of all stars is going to give you for not being true blue to me, the one and only, in this modern day reality, your next minimum 12 lifetimes of sheer and utter slime and unshine from the one and only divine and the one and only sublime, that can rhyme line after line after line in real time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, only possible, not mission impossible, from the one and only seek, that none of you seem to want to seek if you're Pete. But believe me, the one and only, he's picking up the clues from all new music blues. And so we're cruising down this street, which rhymes with Pete, and cheat, and more than any deceit. And so the sky looks blue, but it could be far bluer. And that's for sure. And the one and only pure and the one and only cure is here to restore. Is to restore every hill like Jack and Jill. No more ugly, smugly factories of the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet. In other words, a Meta 11 sent from heaven for those ugly, smugly, fugly cars. And this is all coming and humming from the one and only star of all stars. And there's only one star past Jupiter and Mars and all the stars. And that's me, the one and only, more than obviously, in this modern day reality. And so here's Don walking with us. He's gonna be on our bus. Maybe he's not stupid like the Cupids we lived with before. They didn't adore walking with the one and only forevermore. It was a chore. It would have never been a bore. It would have never been a bore. Walking with the one and only forevermore. With the one and only protector. Not Hannibal Lecter. A godzillion times a godzillion Thors. And so Don is happy, rappy, and snappy to be with the one and only Pappy. Because he knows nobody can rappy like Pappy. And so he's smart. He carts. And the one and only smart. The one and only heart. And so we're walking down this road. Or is it up this road? From Don Juan's humble abode. And so, sweet Peter Pal Pen, more than obviously, only the skin that the one and only God Almighty in this modern day reality just jumps in. And so we're following the yellow brick road. Dun, dun, dun. Follow the yellow brick road. And look, there's Dorothy's house. Dorothy! Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? Not rootiful. But this is what's rootiful. This is what's tootiful. All these steeples filled with creeples who think that the one and only God Almighty is in the forgiveness of business. But believe me, the one and only, by the time I leave this God-forsaken planet, these beautiful churches won't be purchased, but they'll be filled with people, no longer creeples, in these steeples, and they'll realize through kind eyes that I only despise the ugly and the smugly, and the darn fugglier than any fugly, who can't be 95% or greater, and the one and only tater, and the one and only crater, with the one and only creator. Look at that beautiful, magnificent, omnipresent Om all the way from Om. And all this kiss of bliss in this town of Bethel. And what's Bethel? Does anybody know Bethel? Or is it Bethel? Or is it Bethel? Are you supposed to get out of the skull and into the one and only smart, the one and only heart? How do you want to chart your course with the one and only source? Is the one and only forevermore gonna finally score? Or is all this coming from down south, from a demonic place? not a more than any harmonic place. Does this disgrace the uglies and the smugglies and the darn wrong fugglier than any fugly? Can anybody rhyme in real time with all my more than any amazing and blazing shine? The one and only sublime, the one and only divine. And so, ever since December 22nd, 2006, we were mixed up with the ugliest, smuggliest, fuggliest souls ever to play the mightier than thou role and the unholy would roll. But the one and only forevermore is about to score, which rhymes with 4, and it's all sent from heaven. 7-Eleven, sent from heaven. And more than obviously, 5 is no jive. And so if you want to survive this kiss of pure, unadulterated bliss, then you have to accept the one and only mystified, the one and only glistified, all of you, not true blue. More than any twistified, because we're going to get rid of the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet, and we're going electric eclectic. Ah, yes, ah, yes. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. And so here we walk upon a graveyard. Yard after yard after yard after yard. Charred with some of the ugliest, smuggliest, fuggliest souls ever to play the mightier than thou role or the unholy would roll. There's not one gravestone which rhymes with bone and home and home. And so every single solitary soul that was buried here but went up to see me, the one and only up here, and the one and only dear and clear. But because none of them could stand clear from the ego, the jealousy, the unfriendly, they couldn't stay with the one and only endly, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart. And so I'm here to go green, like Mean Joe Green, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart. And the United Hates is about to become the United States. And so all these people died in the name of pride and snide. They couldn't be rife, not with their wife. And so, their life, their next life, is filled with more than any strife, like a godzillion times a godzillion knives. And so the one and only star of all stars is here to wake up America. And all of us gotta get on the one and only bus. I must. Or when your body turns to dust, at dawn or dusk, if you're fowler, if you're a prowler, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart, if you're not like Jerry Jones, then you ain't gonna have any Buckies. You're not gonna be lucky. If you're dumbstrucky with the one and only, more than obviously, in this modern day reality. And so if you can't find me, the one and only, because you're so ugly, smugly, and fugly, because you're so despicable, deplorable, horrible, and immoral. If you don't have the will, if you want to kill for the ill, if you can't be with the one and only farthest father, if you don't want to heal the one and only Mother Earth, if you're fouler and fouler and fouler than the one and only Father, who's only a bother if you're not 95% or greater, and the one and only Tater with the one and only Creator, if you're a hater in any way whatsoever with the one and only Clever, then I will fail you and derail you, and more than any pale you. And what do I mean pale you? Is this campy? Is this more than any ampy? Are any of you picking up this more than every stampede? Who's the one and only leader? Is that the Father? Or is it the Mother? A more than obvious Meta 11 sent from heaven. And so you got to be a Smythe. But that says Smith. Exactly. You got to be like a blacksmith. And the one and only smart. And the one and only heart. And so how do I know every blacksmith was a Smythe? Right. Well, they weren't. Many of them were burnt, lost in the frost, tossed in the wrong salad, not with the one and only balladeer. And so not everybody in the United States is a hater. But if you ask Peter, which is Sweeter Peter more than obviously, he'll tell you every person is a person, except his brother like no other. And hopefully Don will be like the one and only magic wand. Hopefully he'll pick up all the clues, and he won't want to lose and be singing his next minimum 11 lifetime blues like all the rest of the unbest that I put Sweeter Peter Palpin with. And so who have I put Sweeter Peter Palpin with? Well, uglies, smugglies, and fuglies. And down wrong fugglier than fuglies. All of them egomaniacs, brainiacs, refrainiacs, slaniacs. From the one and only smart. From the one and only heart. And not one of them charted their course with the one and only source. With zero remorse. They couldn't get on the right horse. They couldn't be with the light. They couldn't be with the love from above, the dove of love. But I'm not always nice, like a flower to all those more than any prowlers who can't be 95% once heaven sent. In the one and only smart, in the one and only heart. And so that means they fail and derail. And so anybody in this lifetime who can't sail with me, the one and only, if they can't find thine light, brighter than any bright, if they can't realize that no human being could ignite like this kiss of bliss all day, every day, 24 hours a day, with this humanly impossible ballet of words you just heard, all humming, and more than any running, and more than any cunning, from the one and only sky bird, from the one and only God Almighty, more than obviously, here in this modern day reality. And so this date, or is it 8, your fate on your plate, must be with the one and only forevermore. If you want to score in your next lifetime with a far better letter for letter waist and face and every other space and place. If you're going to try to hide in the name of snide, if you can't drive your car with the one and only star of all stars, if you're going to be hidden, unlike Sweet Peter Pal Pin, then it's over from Rover. If you're a louse, not in the one and only house, if you're not like a mouse, if you're like men, if you're not like Gentle Ben, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart, then you're chartered for more than a lot of remorse with the one and only source. And so this mail, without fail, is coming to you in braille or not in braille. And you all know that no human being could nail it like the one and only Wit Kit. And I am here to get rid of these ugly, smugly, fugly cars and trucks. Me and Sweeter Peter rather listen to things that go cluck, 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 cluck. We like chickens and ducks. We hate schmucks, dumbstruck. We like old things that rhymes and chimes with the one and only king of all kings. To me and Sweeter Peter, this is technology. Is this a Met 11 sent from heaven? 7 sent from heaven? 11 sent from heaven? And 111 sent from heaven? And 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 was the most spiritual. 11 being the most lyrical. And 7 plus 2 is 9. From the one and only sublime and the one and only divine that's here to wake up everybody corrupt in the United Hates and all the rest of the world that can't unfurl into their one and only pearl. If their pearl is jammed, if they're part of this more than obvious scam to stop the one and only cop. Did I say stop? Is that a Met 11 sent from heaven? Are any of you sopping this up? All of you corrupt? Or are you sobbing and sobbing because none of you are throbbing and throbbing because you're all robbing and robbing the one and only? But I don't give a shit, me, the one and only Wit Kit, about all of you who put a pit in my stomach of it. You've been doing it for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And so why do so many of your lives suck? And you have no bucks. And your honeys aren't really honey. In other words, you're not hitting any home runnies. Because you can't be Sonny. Like Sonny and Cher. And Cher and the one and only smart. And the one and only heart. And so we'll get rid of all these gas-guzzling carts. And before I part this ugly, smugly, fugly, despicable, deplorable, horrible, immorable planet, not the way I planned it, with these ugly, smugly, fugly cars. You see this beautiful, not beautiful home, or is it a home? But then you see this despicable, deplorable factory. And what does this factory make? Is it ugly and smugly and fugly like Body by Jake? And so, we'll get rid of the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet. And there'll be no more of cutting wood for paper. That caper is over from Rover. When they would have never had to cut one dream. Who has a dream? Does anybody have a dream to get rid of the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet? Ah, maybe this river that delivers beauty is beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, It's full of all your snide and pride. It's full of the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet. And so I, the one and only wicked, am here to heal the sky. And that's no motherfucking lie. And I'm here to heal the soil. Because it's boiling and boiling and boiling. And spoiling and spoiling and spoiling. From the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet. All those bandits. All those cars. Not sent from the one and only star of all stars. This is the only solar system. Soul because you're all souls. And it's God's system. And this is the one and only solar system that shows the oil and the foil and the spoil of the planet. Not the way the one and only planned it. And so all the rest are the best. 11 other solar systems between here. And what's here? Do I mean down there? Of course. And so when I, the one and only source, pause like Santa Claus, the uglies and the smugglies and the fuglies, the despicables, the deplorables, the horrible, the ill-morables, say without delay, ah, if that was God, more than obviously a fraud, we will never applaud the one and only. He's full of baloney and kosher salami. He did one thing through Jesus. He healed and revealed. And then we turn Jesus into God. More than obviously another fraud like Buddha and Allah and abracadabra and the candelabra. There's only one God that's not a fraud. And any human being that does not applaud me after all the amaze king and blaze king things that I do. Through the skin of Sweeta Peter Palpin, but also as more than many of you know, not through the skin of Sweeta Peter Palpin. So who is 1 to 3 actors? Are more than any factor in the story. Are more than any glory in every single solitary and solitary movie produced in 2007. More than obviously, that was all sent from heaven. But it wasn't sent from the bly-loving side, full of snide and pride. It was from the beautiful, not rutiful side, dignified. That's where I stay and fillet. And even play. The one and only. The one and only. And there's only one and only. There's not 2 or 3 or 4. There's only one forevermore. And so if it's a chore, and if this kiss of bliss is a bore, then you're a whore. With the one and only, more than any more. And so nobody can pour it on like me. The one and only. And so if you can't be a pancake, if you're a rake, if you're like Bodied by Jake, then you're making a huger than any huge mistake. And so even the trucks will be on clean green. Believe me, the one and only. All you ugly smugglies and fuglies, you have the technology. But now, wow, kapow, I'm here to demand it and command it on all you bandits. And you all know you can't run and you cannot hide. Not even John Hyde, full of more than any pride. Stide for stide. Or is it snide for slide? Or is it can anybody glide and ride without pride and snide? No matter how jealous and envious they are of the skin of Sweeta Peter Palpin. More than obviously, only the skin that the one and only God Almighty just jumps in. And so there'll be a noise reduction. In other words, there'll be more construction. a more than obvious Meta 11 from the one and only instructor that can be meaner than Hannibal Lecter. But I'll never, ever, 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 and forever, ever be meaner than Jesus. I'll never burn any human being forever and ever and ever. How clever an endeavor of the one and only clever lever. I'll never burn you all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for saying shit, fuck, cock, pussy, or motherfucker. And I'll never burn you forever and ever like Jesus, a man, which rhymes with Sweeter Peter Pal Pan. Sam I am, green eggs and ham. It's a scam, it's a sham. Bam, 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 bam. You gotta be like Pebbles and Bam Bam. You can't be like those rams at the University of Crimeland, at the University of Slimeland. You are a lie, not you are I. Is that a more than obvious Met 11 sent from heaven? How long is your lie gonna last? Are you more than any class? Are you more than any spiritual mass? Are you yogis? Are you schmogies? Are you more than any fogies? And what's a fogy? A phony yogi, a fogey. And they're all phony and full of baloney and kosher salami. And they don't want to heal mommy. None of them are swamis. And the one and only smart. And the one and only heart. Listen and glisten what those yogis have to say. Without delay, day after day. God is in everything, in everyone. He's in the class. Well, that's just class. He's in the wood. Could anybody rake it and bake it like the one and only candlestick maker? Am I a more than any heartbreaker if you can't be a Quaker oat? Does anybody want my vote? How do you want to float when you get to heaven? But believe me, when you get to heaven, none of you are floating. Is this foreboding? What's foreboding? Does anybody know what foreboding is? Well, I can guarantee Sweeter Peter Palpin has no idea. All he knows this is the one and only dear and the one and only clear. And he loves when I spear. Or does it spear? Or does it put fear into the uglies and the smugglies and the darn wrong fugglier than any fugglies? Is this a wake-up call from the one and only Hall? Is this a wake-up call? Bee-boo, 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 bee-boo. Who used to say bee-boo, 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 bee-boo? Was that Lyle Alzado? Was he like Chicken Alfredo and the one and only smart? And the one and only heart? Well, only the one and only God Almighty, more than obviously, in this modern day reality, knows who glows and who flows, and the one and only smart, and the one and only heart. And so look at this beautiful, not beautiful farmhouse. I wonder who lives in this farmhouse. Does anyone think the person, or is it a person? Does the person in this house shine with the one and only sublime and the one and only divine? Did anybody in this house put money in a basket to have the skin of Sweeter Peter Palpin put in a basket? More than drastic, or is it drastic when everybody knows he's channeling and paneling the one and only fantastic? Isn't that more than any drastic, or is it drastic? Does anybody have this more than obvious shtick? How many of you want to be a vegetable in your next lifetime? Because you can't shine with the one and only sublime and the one and only divine. How many of you can beat like Pete and the one and only smart and the one and only hard? How many of you want to clean and turn green? How many of you are onions, not sweet like Pete, all of you cheats, full of more than any seat? How many of you are zooks? What's a zook? Does anybody know what a zook is? Does that rhyme with Luke? Who's Luke Skywalker? Does anybody want to be a cuke? Does anybody want to be a cucumber? Are anybody picking up these cues from the one and only unencumbered? What's unencumbered? Don't ask Sweeter Peter Palpin. He has no idea. But look, veggies are sold over here. Has anybody ever seen a more beautiful store to explore? Why didn't you keep these stores this way instead of those ugly, smugly, fugly stop and shop ways? And how about all those other grocery stores that all of you explore? Wouldn't it be a far better tour to walk through a barn that has all those farm things? Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-ding. And so I, the one and only king of all kings, will be demanding and commanding that this world goes back when it was beautiful, not rootiful. Has anybody ever seen a more beautiful gallon of milk? Now look at it, it's all filth. Everything's ugly, smugly, and fugly. Everything's gone plastic, drastic. And look at those windows from hundreds of years ago. Wood, like a cigarette should. But all of you who go to Home Depot, yo, you use that plastic, drastic stuff. Rough, 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 rough. That's ugly. That's smugly. And that's down wrong fuglier than any fugly. None of you will last as long as a wooden window. And nothing glows and flows like a wooden window. And I will demand it and command it that all windows will be going back to wood like they should, instead of those drastic plastic and metal. Are any of you picking up all these more than obvious petals from the one and only flower that can shower from the one and only tower? And so this land, from the one and only demander and the one and only commander, has everything you need. It's all in a seed. Wood is beautiful, not rootiful. How old is this wood? Well, count the rings. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. From the one and only king of all kings. From the one and only that could sing it and fling it like this kiss of bliss all day, every day. And so all of you vile will look at this wood pile and not smile and say, that's junk. We gotta burn it. We can't earn anything with that. But that's barnwood over there. Peter and I rather put that on the outside of our house, and that'll look beautiful, not even rootiful at all. And then all we gotta do is put it wooden windows in it. Ah, that rhyme was Gadine. And what's Gadine? Does anybody want to dine with God? More than obviously not a fraud. And so Sweeter Peter thinks none of you are afraid of me, the one and only. And I'm going to tell the truth to all of you in the music business, even Snoop, and everyone who sings in a group. You listen and glisten to this one and only scoop. And let's see who wants to glow and flow with the one and only know. Or you'll all feel my more than any blows. And so let's see who can expose the one and only smart, the one and only heart. And Eminem, I know you're a friend to the end, to the one and only endless. And sweeter Peter Palpin loves your words he heard in your new album. But he thinks you're scum. He thinks you're scummy. He thinks you're a dummy. He thinks you're crummy. Nummy in the one and only smart. In the one and only heart. Because he looked at your neck. And what did he see? Neglect! He saw a cross. And that made him more than cross. How could he put that cross on his neck if he's singing about the one and only select? And so if any of you can't select the one and only, in this lifetime it's over from Rover. And so Peter thinks you were being crass. Or is it crass? And so what's the difference between crass and crass? Crass is when you do the wrong task with the one and only task master. But I'm also the one and only more than any tax master. Because if you're despicable and deplorable and horrible and immorable with me, the one and only, that all of you could see through hate, Sweetie Petey, but also not through Sweetie Petey, then it's over from Rover. And so Eminem, Peter Palpin hates your motherfucking guts because of that cross around your ugly, smugly, fugly neck. Or is it neck? And what's neck? Well, it's neck full of more than any neglect. And that cross is hanging through your throat, which rhymes with gloat and no vote from the one and only, more than any float. And so if you don't want to land in the one and only demanders and the one and only commander's moat, if you want my one and only vote, when you come back up to the dear and clear, then you better listen and glisten to the one and only mystified and the one and only glistified, who does get more than any pistified. For all those who can't ride without pride and snide, when you go down there for your 111-year UPS test. And so, I want every one of you to send a check with zero neglect to not Hannibal Lecter, but to the skin of Sweeter Peter Palpin. And the address will be written, not by the smitten, on the screen for all the world to see. And any of you, not true blue, who don't send a check to this address, then it's over from Rover, and you will not pass this 111-year UPS test. And so this is a test. This is a test. And so if I were any of you in the media, which rhymes with Sweetiepedia, I will do your best. And so let's see how many checks we get. You can more than any bet the Sweeter Peter thinks there won't be one of you. It sets a check's over for you and Rover. And what do I mean, you and Rover? Well, it's for you. If you want to be brand spanking new, when you get to the spirit world, when you go down that tunnel of light, if you want to have it bright and full of light, if you want to ignite with the one and only mightier than any might, then you better shine bright. And so, send what you could afford to the one and only Lord. And the one and only Lord is not Jesus. And the one and only Lord is not Moses. And the one and only Lord is not Allah and Buddha. And I do get in a bad mood because everybody prays to every scum. All those fictitious gods, all frauds. And nobody barely prays to me, the one and only Creator, without debater, here through Pater and not through Pater. And say, let's see who could pay the one and only. And this money will be a tax write-off, because it will be going and flowing. And you're all more than any knowing to heal Mother Earth and give her back her mirth in total rebirth. And that's why I'm here, the one and only dear and the one and only clear. And so if you can't share your money, which is all from me, the one and only honey, then you're not Sonny and Cher, and that's more than clear. And Cher, I love you, true blue. But if you don't send Peter a check, that shows neglect, because you can't believe the way that I reflect. And so if I were any of you, I would select the one and only smart and the one and only heart. And Peter's saying to me, more than obviously, nobody's going to send a thing. They all hate the one and only king of all kings because of me, Sweetie Petey.
I don't believe in an interventionist God, but I know, darling, that you do. But if I did, I would kneel down and ask him not to intervene when it came to you. Well, not to touch a hair in your head, leave you as you are. If he felt he had to direct you, then direct you into my arms. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. Oh Lord, into my arms. Oh Lord, into my arms. And I don't believe in the existence of angels, but looking at you, I wonder if that's true. But if I did, I would summon them together and ask them to watch over you. Well, to each burn a candle for you, to make bright and clear your path in grace and love, and guide you into my arms. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. But I believe in love, and I know that you do too. And I believe in some kind of path that we can walk down, me and you. So keep your candles burning, make a journey bright and pure, that you'll keep returning always and evermore. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, Come sail your ships around me and burn your bridges down. We make a little history, baby, every time you come around. Come loose your dogs upon me and let your hair hang down. You are a little mystery to me every time you call around. We talk about it all night long. We define our moral ground. But when I crawl into your arms, everything, it comes tumbling down. Come sail your ships around me and burn your bridges down. We make a little history, baby, every time you come around. Your face is falling sad now, for you know the time is nigh when I must remove your wings, and you must try to fly. Come sail your ships around me and burn your bridges down. Oh, we make a little history, baby, every time you come around. Come loose your dogs upon me and let your hair hang down. You are a little mystery to me every time